Welcome to Impactful Teens, a podcast dedicated to helping teens create an impactful and God-honoring life by developing a fulfilling and meaningful career. Each episode is 5 to 10 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and practical applications to design your life and career in a way that positively impacts the world around you. You're listening to Impactful Teens, episode number 23. I want to talk today about something that I haven't really talked about since all the way back in the first episode. That episode number 1 was titled People Puzzles. Understanding ourselves as well as other people is so key in developing strong relationships, in becoming a resilient person, someone who can withstand adversity, someone who can stand up to the trials of life, daily things that happen. They tend to wear you down. And when you have those strong relationships, it just helps you to weather the storms of life. Today, I want to talk about understanding how conflicts, or where most conflicts come from. Now, there's 4 basic, I'll call it a compass. If you look at a compass, there's 4 directions. You have north, south, east, and west. And those are the 4 main drivers of people. First, you've got north and south. Those are opposites. And north and south in the DISC model of human behavior represents your motor, or the pace at which you do life. You've often seen how some people are much faster paced and they just dive into something and they get it done. They're just always on the go. And then the other people are a little slower paced. They tend to slow down a bit and think things through, and they're often more calm, and they sit back and observe rather than just dive in and go get after whatever the thing is. That's the motor, or the pace at which you live life. So the fast-paced person is more outgoing, and the slower-paced person is a little more reserved. And that is an area of conflict between different people. If you're working with somebody who is very fast-paced and you are slow-paced, they can tend to get frustrated because they feel like you're not holding up your part. You're not doing what you need to do to help the flow of things, to help the situation move along and to get the job done. But on the other hand, if you are slower-paced and you're working with somebody who is fast-paced, you might feel like they don't think things through and don't look at all the options, and they just charge in and do the work and end up making unnecessary mistakes that could have been avoided if they had slowed down to think it through. That is one area of conflict. That's the north and south area. The other area of conflict is east and west. In the DISC model of human behavior, that is people's orientation between getting the work done and spending the time with people. A task orientation versus a people orientation. Someone who is task oriented, they want to do the job at all costs. Like, leave me alone, get out of my face, stop talking to me, I'm working here. These are task oriented people. They don't care who it is or what's going on out there. I'm trying to get this done. Then we'll take care of your issues. Then we'll spend time together. Then we'll go out to eat. Then the relationships happen, but not till after I get this job done, this task. This comes first. Whereas the people who are oriented towards relationships, it seems like they can be in the middle of the most important task of their life, and somebody walks into their point of view, into their vision, and they have lost all track, all thought about what they're doing because they are so oriented towards spending time with people. They just want to be with people. They'll stick to the job if there's people there with them. But if they have to be by themselves doing the task, doing whatever the work is, and there's nobody around them helping them, then it's so hard to keep focused on that, especially if there's people over there doing something else and they're stuck here by themselves. It's like they can't focus. Squirrel, like an ADD person might say. I've heard that ADD actually stands for attention deficit. Hey, donuts! A little joke. But anyway, that's the biggest area of conflict in relationships, is the orientation of people between a task and people. Someone who is task oriented has a very difficult time working with somebody who is people or relationship oriented, because they feel like they're not pouring into it. They don't care about getting this job done. They don't care about doing the work. But then the people oriented individual is like, all you care about is doing the thing. You don't care about me as a person at all. People could be non-existent for all you care. You don't care. And so wherever we find ourselves on the north, south, east, west spectrum here, it's good to try to find a balance, to strike that balance between outgoing and reserved and task-oriented and people-oriented. We do lean one or more of those directions. Typically you are northeast or southwest. Very seldom are you north-south. That's almost impossible. That's a paradox, really. But there are people who are like that, but that creates a paradox inside them. So if that's you, that might answer some of the questions you have about yourself. Like, why do sometimes I hate people, and the next time all I want to do is be with people? That answers some of those questions, but very seldom are you both task and people oriented, or both outgoing and reserved. It's usually one or the other of each of those. And that helps you to understand, to see where your conflict is with other people. If you can identify where they fall on the north, south, east, west spectrum, and you can see where you come in on that spectrum, then that helps you to move more to the middle, to adapt how you operate in order to increase the quality of that relationship. I hope this serves. If you want to know more about the north, south, east, west model of human behavior, I'll call it. I just came up with that today. It's the DISC model of human behavior. I'd love to have that conversation with you. Send me an email, coach@KennethEsh.com. Find me on Facebook, MeWe, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on all of them. Just find me, Kenneth Esh. It's EASH. Send me a message. I'd love to have this conversation with you. Help you discover what it is about yourself that draws you to some people and repels you from other people. Why you relate better with certain individuals, even though you can't really identify, you can't put your finger on it exactly what it is at this time. When you understand the differences in personality styles, that answers so many questions. Again, that email is coach@KennethEsh.com, and I'll talk to you on Wednesday. As always, stay focused on your mission, remain steadfast in your pursuit of excellence, and always do the right thing.